Hey, Norso. So Norso has a question, and they were asking, um, where do I start with making my game? And I think what I would recommend, and there's lots of great suggestions about how you could go about this in the community. So one of there's probably a few different ways you can go about this, right? So one is you can go to click the help button, and the help button, I would just, it's not a lot of reading, and it's actually pretty up to date. And I would just come through and I would, essentially come to like creating a new game. Like, like here's some stuff, how to go about it. Right. And this kind of gives you the textual version of that. Right. So, and I know that you really wanted to also create like a Toho style game. Right. So one of the other things you can do, there's also, I think for a brand new Shmup Creator install, there's a tutorial. It's been so long. It's been years since I opened this thing. But what I would recommend that you do is you come into your load or create a game, and I think there's a new game. And I think that there are example games that come with Shmup Creator, and one of them is called Electro Loco. I don't think I've looked at examples in a while. Let me see here. Bullet patterns examples, triggers examples. Oh, that's kind of cool. But I'm going to back out of this. So I think one of the sample games that comes with Shmup Creator is Electro Loco. You come in here and load that. Then you can load this level 1. And then one of the cool things about this is, so up here you have your basic interface. And by the way, if you haven't, you can also, is it here? Da, da. It's been such a long time. Let me see. I posted this in the welcome message that I had sent to you, I don't know, a couple months ago at this point, 6 weeks, a month, something like that. This is how I stay organized. Also, by the way, if you haven't, highly recommend sign up for a Trello account. It's free. Then here you can have just a list of things. So for instance, for me, this is kind of what the Interstellar Sentinel-1 project is. So just a series of Trello cards and projects and things that I use to stay organized. So you can always come back to your projects and things like that. But I had sent you this welcome message, and one of them is this here, making a bullet hell game. And like this is pretty cool. This will give you kind of like the overview of how to work with the editor. I'm just going to skip through a little bit here about creating your first level, right? And it gives you all kinds of cool stuff. So that's a great place to start. Let's see here. And let me go back over to, does it help? No. Was it help? Share your creations? General? Where did you ask? Oh, goodness. 1 second. Was in suggestions. Okay. Sure, that works. So I'll post the link there for you as well. So, but what I'd also recommend is that when you come into Shmup Creator, after you kind of check out the video, right? Because I know, again, you want to do a vertical shmup. Check this out. So this is the keyboard. K is for shooting. This at its very basic level has everything you want. So you come into here and you have your camera buttons. You got to, what I'd recommend is just look and see what each one of these things does. Click the buttons, explore, right? Like you can see your snapping bits here. And then just come in and play around with some stuff. So for instance, this is your player character. So you can like click on your player character and you can move your starting position. Maybe you want to start in the right. Oh, okay, cool. The tab button immediately takes you into runtime. Spacebar lets you check it out in editor. But here, when you click on the player, just click on everything and explore a little bit, see what they do. Like, orientation thing. Oh, okay, that's cool. I kind of understand that. Cast a shadow if you want that. You can turn that off as well. You can have move speed. You're like, maybe move speed is too slow. And you're like, well, how do I change that? Oh, maybe I want it to be twice as fast. Whoa, now it's zoomy doomy. Right? Or maybe you want it to be 30. So this kind of gives you just ways to play around and really in safety and to try to get a sense for how things work. The good news is, everything is new, and you can't really break too many things. And look, this is just a sample project, but here is you click on the player. Here's the collision tab, and here you can see, oh, hey, this is how you define collision. You can see the collision here, because that's one of the things that's important in Toho is being able to have a small collision box, right? And then maybe you get bold and you're like, oh, maybe you want to replace. So you come to your game box, which has all your goodies. Check this one out. The game box has all these cool enemies. Oh, maybe you want to put a couple enemies in here, right? You're like, oh, maybe I'll put this one right here. What's this one do? Oh, neat. Okay. But maybe you want to replace your player character. So you can come over here to reveal an explorer, right? And then if you look in the asset directory, you have models, and then you have backgrounds, bullets, enemies. Now, you won't see anything in these because they're tucked away, but you can be bold at some point and add your own. But you can come into players, and maybe you want to add a player craft, and you can simply, in order to do that, maybe you just make a 128 by 128 sprite. So something like, I don't know, let's try that out. And this is going to meander a bit, so... and then I'll probably stop. But that might be a cool like starting position where you're like, oh, hey, how does art come into the engine and how do you get it there? So maybe 128 by 128 is like your really cool, like super character art, right? Like, because you're gonna be like, yeah, here's your head, and here's your super zoomy arms, and here's your sweet little torso. And then your flying legs. Yay. Yeah, flying. And super cool. Awesome. And then maybe you're like, well, maybe you don't want a big white surface for this, right? And so you're like, well, let me add a new layer. And then you're like, okay, let's get, so I guess I did that wrong already, right? And so I got to come back in here and maybe I want to make my little, like, here's my superhero guy. And again, with the super cool, like, zoomy, I don't know, arms. And then those flying legs. Yeah. And then you're like, you know what I need to do? I need to save this as a PNG with alpha. Player, super player. Yeah. Don't put a symbol. So super player. We're going to make sure we save it with transparency. And then you pop on over to your downloads folder and you're like, oh, cool. There's my super player. And you come back into the engine and you're like, oh, wait a minute. What was that engine directory? And then you come in here and you're like, oh, hey, this is where all the assets live. Particles, pictures, sounds. And you'll figure out all these just little bits at a time, little tiny bits. But the most important thing is to have fun when you do it. Because the gameplay part is the exciting parts, right? I know you have your art, but you kind of figure out how like collisions and bullets work, and you'll get there. There's plenty. But you come in here into your local folder. You go to sprites, so models, players, sprites, and you drop that guy in there. Boom, just like that. This is I fell in love with the engine. And when I came back into the engine, it was so quick because it has so little art in it. The player character, it does a little conversion step. And then if I come to here, click on the player character, then I can go to the settings. And then right here, you have this thing called player. Yeah. Whoa. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, I'm rocking now. Check this out. Woo. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Something is interesting with that. So then you want to click on the manage weapons, right? And they're like, oh, look, what's this? This is the weapon indicator. He's going to shoot. Let's have him do double shooting. So if you hold shift in Shmup Creator, you can make a copy of anything you want, except for you can't copy players, but like you can copy enemies really easily. Shift and then click and hold and drag. And then here, coming back to the player, we can go into the weapon editor. And then here in the weapon editor, we have two basic player weapon types. But if you click here, oh, look at this. So, oh, neat. There's already some in the game already, just as good examples. These are 9 ways, accelerating bullets. Ooh, lasers. Oh my God, we could have. Let's have some lasers. Dude, look at that. Look at that super laser beam attack. Now we're rocking. And then you come down here and you want double fisted lasers, double barrel laser. You press the tab button, and then all of a sudden you get killed like that. But then I'm like, rocking. These are plasma lasers. Oh my God. So exciting. And this is why I have so much fun doing this sometimes. Okay. But then you're like, well, maybe what is this? So you click on each of the little pieces and you take a look. Oh, there's some, button assignments. What's the 1A button? Oh, and you click here and you're like, oh, here's the different buttons. So, and you're like, what is all this craziness? And you got weapon sets and you're like, okay, but you can kind of see how things are built from the examples because they're already there, right? And then, for instance, you can come over into the bullet and you're like, maybe we don't want 2D lasers. Maybe we want blue circles. And the blue circles are this. Yeah, blue circles. They're still considered lasers, but all that is changing the skin of the bullet, which is just a sprite. But here you can be like, ooh, Danmaku green. Yay. Other laser. Ooh, nice. Super lasers. So you get the sense, right? And then you can kind of click through and see how everything is built together. And then just for the fun parts, right? Check this out. We'll get rid of those guys because you can click and drag. And then you're like, oh, how's this level built? Oh, okay. So this is a camera, and you look at the camera is set to vertical, and then it's got that's what matters the most. It's got a path length, and the path length is let me scroll all the way up. Here it is. There's the end of the it's called a waypoint for the camera, so it gives you a sense for the cameras. But if you mouse wheel in and you hold shift, you can zoom in and out. And if you hit play the space bar, you can see how sort of like this is all built in the engine. It's a 3D engine. But check that out. And then also check this out. So this, as you can tell, so this is the enemy. You're like, oh look, this is an enemy. What's this enemy do? And you come in here and you take a look again. And you're like, oh, it's got a wave setting. And this one, you can see, so a lot of things have tooltips if you hover over them. And that kind of helps you a little bit there. And then you can see, oh, this one has spawn shapes. And then maybe you want to play with something different. So you're like, let me take one of these guys, make a copy of him, do one of these, put them over here. And then maybe we want to play, okay, it's got this thing called spawn and a shape. And it says random, and then it has a width. And you're like, what does that do? Oh, and you can grab these little spinner nuggets right on the sides, and you can you can click down with your left mouse button, and you can spinners. They're called spinners. And then if you click and hold and drag, you can do that, right? But then maybe you're like, well, wait a minute, there's other shapes here. Maybe I only want one. And you're like, oh, hey, what's this? And you can do this right here, right? Oh, whoa, that's cool. That changed the way these guys work. These behave. Oh, interesting. Oh, and these are like enemy types. Okay, cool. So what's up with these enemy types? And then you can kind of come in here and you just play around a little bit. Just have fun. I think and maybe one of your first goals could be, well, maybe I want to redesign the levels a little bit. Because if you scroll through here, you can see how the camera continues to go upwards, and that all a level consists of are you laying out different patterns of enemies. And check this out. You can do stuff like, oh, maybe you want to move this over here real quick. And then you want to like, I don't know, grab it all and then hold down shift and then bring it back. And then you're like, oh, let me redesign these things. What does it feel like if I do this first? And then as you continue to just experiment one little piece at a time, you get a better sense for how things work. And you're like, oh, hey, what's this thing here? These are called scriptable objects. They're in your gameplay box. And you can see what all these ones do. And that's a bit more. That's more on the advanced side. But just little bites, little pieces by pieces. I highly recommend that you come in, play with the stuff that is very low risk. You're not trying to build your special project. You're just trying to like have fun, and then once you get together, maybe your Electro Loco level, which is exactly why we have things like this. You can come over here to the level editor and you're like, all right, cool. What's this button do? Ooh, build a standalone game. Dun, 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 dun. Because what is more fun than making fun and sharing it with other friends? And then, so this helps you kind of understand how easy it is to actually make a build and to share it. All little learnings, right? The standalone build is ready. Awesome possum. And then you come over here to play standalone, or you can click the button reveal in standalone explorer. So we'll do that real quick, and that opens this. Then you're like, ooh, look at this. I got a standalone folder now in Windows under Electro Loco. You go in here and you're like, ooh, and then it's got Electro Loco exe. And what you do is you take this whole folder and you zip it together and you put it on Google Drive, and then you share it with the community. And you're like, here's my first Electro Loco level. And then maybe people play it if you feel like it's fun, you know? And you could do this whole thing where I'm not sure why. I mean, we saved it. I'm not sure why my weapons didn't save there. Some bugs may occur. It's been a little while. Why is that? Oh, interesting. Whoa. There might be some issues with the sample app, but my point stands. You can also do it this way, right? So you can come in here to Shmup Creator, grab any of the sample apps and just play around with them. And maybe there's some bugs. And if we find the bugs, we'll fix them. So I'm sitting on a lot of old data, so your mileage might be different. But yeah, I think that would be a helpful sort of starting point. I think it's really fun just to kind of come in and play with stuff, right? And if you see kind of how things are constructed, it helps you get a sense for how to replace these things, right? So, or how to add new ones, right? So maybe, you know, and then, yeah, I think I'll stop there because it's a little bit of a ramble, but I'm hoping that is helpful, and I'll get this video up for you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.